Hello, English learners. Welcome back to the Easy English Hub, your cozy place to learn English and explore real-life stories and advice.
I'm Ken.
And I'm Evelyn. Ken, how are you today? You look thoughtful.
Thoughtful? Maybe. Honestly, I feel a little tired, but also ready to share some energy with our listeners.
That's a good combination. Today, we're going to talk about something everyone struggles with at some point. Feeling like giving up.
Yes, sometimes learning English, following your dreams, or even keeping a daily habit can feel too hard, and that's okay. We're going to talk about how to keep going in a gentle, realistic way.
Exactly. And remember, if you're listening in English, you're already practicing. You're already taking steps, even if small ones.
Let's start with the simple question. Why do people feel like giving up so often?
Well, there are a few main reasons. First, life can feel heavy. Imagine a student, a worker, or someone learning English. They have exams, jobs, family responsibilities, and maybe health issues. Each one is heavy on its own, but together they feel overwhelming.
Yes, and then there are setbacks. A setback is when you try, but something pushes you backward.
Exactly. For example, you study for hours, but the test result is not good. Or you try to speak English and someone laughs at your accent. These moments can make you feel like giving up.
And the third reason is expectations. We often expect fast results. We want to see progress immediately. If we don't, we feel like we're failing.
That's so true. But here's an important point. Wanting to give up doesn't mean you're weak. It just means you're human. Your brain and body are sending you a signal. Slow down. This is heavy.
I like that. Giving up for a moment is normal. The question is, what do you do after that moment?
Ken, do you want to share one of your I want to quit moments?
Sure. A few years ago, I was preparing for a very difficult exam. At the same time, I was working, helping my family, and trying to exercise every day. After a few months, I looked at my progress and thought, this is useless. I'm not improving. Why am I even trying?
I can imagine that feeling. It's like hitting rock bottom.
Yes, that's exactly it. I feel tired, frustrated, and ready to give up on everything. But then I talked to my teacher. She showed me small areas where I was improving. She said, Ken, you are on the right track. Keep going, even if it's slow.
That's amazing advice. And it shows an important idea. Sometimes you just need a little guidance, someone to remind you that progress is happening, even if it's not obvious.
Exactly. I started small, 10 minutes of study, one short podcast, one paragraph of reading, tiny steps, but I came back every day. Slowly, I started to feel better and more confident.
I have a story too. I remember a time when I felt I should break up with English. I had tried a new course and everything felt too difficult. I thought, I'm not good at languages. Maybe I should stop.
Oh no, that must have been hard.
Yes, but instead of quitting completely, I allowed myself a short break. I watched fun videos in my own language, rested and cried a little. Then I asked myself, do I really want to give up? The answer was no, so I made a tiny plan. 5 minutes of listening each day, then 10, then 15, small steps, and eventually I bounced back.
Bounce back. That's a great word. It means returning stronger after a difficult time.
Exactly. Bounce back, recover, take small steps. That's what real perseverance looks like.
Let's pause for a moment and explore some important words and phrases from today's stories.
Good idea. First word, perseverance.
Perseverance means continuing over time, even if things are hard. Example, even with many challenges, she finished her degree with perseverance.
Next word, resilience. This is like a tree in the wind. The tree bends, but it doesn't break. People show resilience when life is difficult, but they keep going. Example, he showed resilience after failing his first English test.
Obstacle is another word. An obstacle is something in your way. Example, working late is an obstacle for my evening English practice.
And setback is different. A setback is when something pushes you backward, even after trying. Example, failing the test was a setback, but not the end.
We also have uphill battle. This means something very difficult. Example, balancing work, family, and English can feel like an uphill battle.
And of course, the famous idiom, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Strong people take action when life is hard. And sometimes, as Ken jokes, when the going gets tough, I get snacks.
Exactly. Even small actions count. 10 minutes of focus, one paragraph, one sentence out loud. That's enough to stay in the game.
Now, let's share 3 gentle strategies that can help our listeners when life or English feels too hard.
First, make the battle smaller. Instead of thinking, I have to study 3 hours, say, today I'll study 10 minutes. One small step is better than feeling overwhelmed.
Yes, it's like standing in front of a messy room. If you try to clean everything, you feel stuck. But cleaning one table or one corner feels possible. For English, that can be one paragraph, one sentence, or one podcast.
Second tip, change the story in your head. Often our thoughts are more painful than reality. Instead of saying, I'm terrible at English, say, I'm learning. This is a setback, not the end. This softens your inner voice and protects your heart.
Exactly. Some examples: I'm on the right track, even if I'm slow. I can bounce back from this mistake. Every try is practice, not failure.
Third tip, don't fight alone. When we feel overwhelmed, we think we are alone, but we are almost never alone. Find friends, teachers, mentors, or online communities. Even one supportive sentence, I believe in you, can carry you through a week.
Yes, support is powerful. Sometimes sending one message to a friend saying, I'm struggling today, can lighten the load.
Everlyn, I love sharing real stories from our listeners. These examples show perseverance in action.
Yes. Let's start with the story from Anna, a listener from Brazil. She was learning English while raising 2 children and working a full-time job. Some days she couldn't study at all. Other days she studied 5 minutes, then 10.
But Anna kept showing up. She joined our online community, shared her struggles, and celebrated small wins. After 6 months, she could understand podcasts that she couldn't touch before.
Exactly. Anna didn't push herself too hard. She didn't compare herself to others. She just kept showing up in small ways. That's perseverance.
Another story is from Omar, who works in a busy restaurant. He struggled with English pronunciation and often felt embarrassed. At first, he wanted to give up.
But Omar tried our 5-minute speaking method. Every day, he read one sentence out loud. At first, it felt silly, but over time, he noticed improvement. His confidence grew, and he could speak with customers more easily.
These stories teach us one important lesson. Small steps, gentle patience, and support from others create lasting progress.
Now, let's review and deepen some important words and idioms.
First, perseverance. Keep coming back again and again, even if it's hard. Example, she showed perseverance by studying English every day, even when tired.
Resilience, the ability to recover after difficulties. Example, he showed resilience after failing his exam and tried again.
Setback, a temporary problem that pushes you backward. Example, failing the test was a setback, but not the end.
Uphill battle, something very difficult. Example, balancing work, family, and studying English is an uphill battle.
Lose heart, to lose hope or energy. Example, she started to lose heart after several failed attempts.
Hit rock bottom, the lowest point. Example, he hit rock bottom after losing his job, but he didn't stay there.
Bounce back, to recover after difficulty. Example, she bounced back after failing her first speaking test.
Stay the course. Keep going on the same path. Example, the exam was difficult, but I stayed the course.
Stick with it. Similar meaning, casual version. Example, keep practicing your English. Stick with it, and you will see progress.
On the right track. Moving in a good direction. Example, your pronunciation is not perfect, but you are on the right track.
Light at the end of the tunnel, a small sign of hope after a dark time. Example, after months of practice, she saw a light at the end of the tunnel in her listening skills.
And when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Strong people take action when life is hard. And sometimes humor helps us. Like Ken says, when the going gets tough, I get snacks. Ken, we've talked a lot about small steps, habits, and resilience. But sometimes, even with the best plan, life feels too heavy. That's why our next tip is, don't fight alone.
Yes, so many people feel like they are the only one struggling. Your brain might say, no one understands, you're alone. But that's usually not true.
Exactly. Let me share a story. One listener wrote, I'm the only person in my city who struggles with English like this. But when we looked at the comments under the same video, hundreds of people said, me too, me too, me too.
So she was not alone at all. She just didn't know it. This is why support matters. It could be a friend, a teacher, a mentor, a study partner, or an online community like Easy English Hub.
Even one supportive sentence can make a huge difference. For example, one friend of mine always says to me, you're tired, not useless. Drink water and try again tomorrow.
I love that. Short, kind words can carry you through a whole week. Sometimes asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's bravery.
Exactly. You're brave for asking for support, for sharing your struggles, for showing your humanity. And the people around you can lift some of the weight, even just a little.
So today, maybe send a simple message to someone you trust. I'm struggling with my English today. Can we practice together? Or, can I tell you something? I feel like giving up.
That's courage. And once you ask for help, even a tiny step feels lighter. You don't carry the burden alone anymore.
Evelyn, another powerful tool is what I call inner motivation exercises. This is about talking to yourself in a kind way when life feels heavy.
Yes, many learners say, I'm terrible at English, or I'll never be fluent. But those words hurt more than any test. Changing your inner dialogue is very powerful.
Here are a few simple self-talk examples. This is a setback, not the end. I'm on the right track, just moving slowly. I can bounce back after this. Every attempt is practice.
Even saying these sentences quietly to yourself can feel like a gentle hand on your shoulder. It protects your heart and your energy.
Exactly. I do this every day. When my brain says, you're behind, I answer, no, I'm moving at my speed.
And I tell myself, it's okay to rest. It's okay to feel tired. I am still moving forward.
The key is repetition. The more you practice kind self-talk, the more your inner voice supports you instead of criticizing you.
Sometimes the path we choose isn't working, and that's okay. Changing your plan doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're wise.
For example, imagine your goal is to reach English C2 level in 1 year. That's heavy. You might burn out, feel frustrated, and want to quit.
Instead, break it into smaller goals. Reach B1 first, then B2, then C1. Same dream, smaller steps. You're still moving forward.
Another example, maybe studying grammar from a difficult book every day feels impossible. Instead, switch to podcasts, videos, or stories. You're still learning English, you're just changing the method.
And that's important. Don't feel guilty for changing methods, plans, or schedules. The dream, the deeper goal, remains. You're still loyal to your vision.
Sometimes, even your daily schedule needs adjustment. Maybe mornings are too busy for English. Try 10 minutes in the evening instead. One step at a time.
Or maybe one method feels boring or heavy. Switch to something that excites you. The learning sticks better when your brain enjoys the process.
Changing the road, not the destination. That's the idea.
Ken, now we want to give our listeners some challenges. These are small, actionable steps to keep you moving even on tough days.
Challenge 1. 10-minute daily practice. Pick one small English habit today. Maybe listening to one short podcast, reading one paragraph, or writing one sentence. Just 10 minutes.
Challenge 2. Support someone else. Send a message to a friend or study partner. Even one encouraging sentence like, "You're doing great, keep going," creates connection and motivation.
Challenge 3. Positive self-talk. Write down one kind sentence to yourself each day. Example, I am moving forward, even if slowly. Repeat it when you feel tired.
Challenge 4. Reflect on progress. At the end of the week, write one small win. Maybe you listened to a podcast, read a paragraph, or practiced speaking. Celebrate it.
Challenge 5. Adjust your plan. If something feels impossible, change the method, the time, or the goal. Keep the dream, but adapt the road.
Even if you do only one of these challenges, you're already practicing perseverance. You're not giving up.
Let's recap everything today. We learned that never giving up doesn't mean never resting. It means returning after difficulty. Perseverance, resilience, small steps, and kindness to yourself are key.
We shared why we feel like quitting: heavy life, obstacles, setbacks, and expectations. But feeling tired or frustrated doesn't mean weakness. It means you are human.
We also shared stories from our lives, hitting rock bottom with English, juggling exams, work, and life. Small daily actions helped us bounce back.
And we gave 3 gentle ways to keep going. Make the battle smaller, change the story in your head, don't fight alone.
We also talked about smart planning. Change the method, adjust your schedule, adapt your goal without guilt.
Finally, we shared motivational exercises, kind self-talk, tiny daily habits, support from friends, and reflecting on progress.
And remember, the main sentence for today: don't give up on yourself. Even when tired, slow, or frustrated, your dreams and your life matter.
If you remember one thing from this episode, let it be, I'm allowed to rest. I'm allowed to change direction, but I don't have to throw my dream away.
Take a deep breath. Even listening to this podcast is a brave step. You chose to press play, to learn, to grow. That's perseverance.
Yes. And remember our little comment challenge. Finish this sentence. One thing I don't want to give up on is because.
It could be your English, your health, your confidence, your art, or your dreams. Don't worry about grammar. Just write from your heart.
And know this, we read your words. Your stories make all of us feel less alone. You are part of a big, international, don't give up family.
So today, celebrate yourself. One small step, one kind word, one tiny habit. You are moving forward. You are learning. You are not giving up.
Thank you for spending this time with us. Stay kind to yourself and keep moving forward, one small, gentle step at a time.
This is Ken.
And this is Everlyn. You've been listening to Easy English Hub. Don't give up on yourself. Bye-bye.
Your progress doesn't end here. Explore the next videos, practice your English, and keep moving forward.